Look at the diagram and the political system back in 1850 and describe the crown, the nobility, and the men of property all had a say in the government, in running the government. What are your thoughts about that? And we also added to it, how is it still relevant today? Let's look at the responses. Yes, Haris.
The crown, a symbolic term referring to the monarch of the country, the nobility, people of high level of respect, and men of property, men who own property, all had a say in the running of the government. What this means is that all these groups of people of higher class, rich people, had a say in what to do, what and how should be done with the government. This can be looked at by two angles. One is that this is justified because if you look at it, some of the poor people and the women could be uneducated. But the other angle to look at it is women and poor people and people who can't buy property could actually be more educated than the rich people. So I think this is a silly idea that women and poor people aren't allowed to vote because if they are educated, they can make the right decision for the better of the community. The same can be said with the rich, uneducated person. If he has no idea what's going on, that could definitely have a bad impact on the society. If this was to continue in our society today, our society would be falling apart. Poor people and women would protest against the rich and form a rebellion. They would fight back, and the rich people would have no other choice than to fall back in. But it's not going to be that easy for them to listen. So.
Okay, Ibrahim, go.
So the thing says that the crown, the nobility, and the men of property all had a say in running the government.
Yes.
So this statement means that the people who could control the government were only the people who had any influence in society, like being the king or queen of Britain, the nobility, basically the people who had wealth, or the rich people who owned properties here in Canada. So there might not be anything that seems unfair at the moment because you have to have money to do some sort of thing to benefit the society. But then there's the problem. Some individuals might have some ideas or techniques to benefit the society more than the people with money. So they have to work together. So the fact that these people aren't allowed to vote, this stops the government and the country from progressing further. Now, you might think that today's system solves that since all the citizens of the country are allowed to vote. But the thing is, we don't realize that people with money still hold the majority of influence. For example, let's take Elon Musk. The amount of strings he can pull, it almost negates the say of the public. So what happens in a society like this? Well, to put it simply, the rich keep getting richer and the poor people fail to survive. Since the more influential people make the rules will benefit them. To put it in a different way, the stronger ones survive while the weaker ones will not. And guess who else established this? Hitler. Now, I'm not comparing Hitler to the people of today. His level of evil can't be matched. The worst part is the people don't realize that the system is corrupted. They live in this illusion of happiness thinking about the freedoms they have.
Wow. Fantastic. I can take one more. Who wants to go? Omar? Okay. Mahat, you ready? Let's go. Bismillah. Quick. Start reading.
So what I think this means is that only a select few, the crown, the current government, the governor, the nobility, the highest class of people,
Mahat, a little bit clearer, please. And guys, let me listen to him, please.
and men of property,
Yeah.
men who own property, could actually vote for the rule of the country, which could be looked at many different ways. For example, some people could say that this idea is corrupt, such as some people saying, why can't non-property owners vote? Or in a more philosophical perspective, I also think that some people who fit these titles have no idea of the political state.
No idea what?
Like some people who actually match these titles might not have an idea of the political state, while a woman or a homeless person could be geniuses on this topic, and they still can't even give their perspective on this. Even though this way of electing is mostly gone now, how is it still relevant to today?
Please tell me.
Well, people who are similar to these titles still have influence, like similar to these titles today, still have influence on these people who are similar to who couldn't vote back then. Like they have, like people who fit these titles today have influence on people who couldn't vote back then today. So if you get what that means, controlling society as a whole and bend their opinions to their opinions. For example, if Elon Musk said anything about voting Donald Trump, and a lot of men on these titles agree to this, then everyone else will have their opinions bent to theirs. And by that point, in this situation, Trump would most likely win, which maybe could be why the system was implemented in the first place, to maybe have the poor not listen or care about their opinion, because men of influence can't be influenced.
Men of influence cannot be influenced. You're a philosopher. Amazing. Love it.